Hello, all, and welcome back to yet another live stream. I know I've not done live stream like twice in a week, which is mind blowing. But I'm not sure if you folks saw this, but OpenAI recently announced an audio agent, voice agent. I think that's what they're calling it, and it was kind of bit interesting for me because in the previous stream I was playing around with a text to speech model that was made available on Workers AI, and we built a small project. Let me share my screen to show you what we did with that model. So I'm gonna try to make this work. All right, this looks good. I am gonna Yeah, I think this looks good. We can come back over here. So in the last live stream, we created a small working example of converting text into audio using the Melody TS AI model that is available on Workers AI. So let's test it out. I'm gonna click on generate audio. It's making a call to the model and it's just instant. And this is what I love about this model.
Hey, this is so cool. You can hear it.
And here it is. Like we have the app running. We've published this app. It's available on the URL that I'm gonna share in the chat. So you can try it out as well. But we have it available now. We took it to a next step, which was adding browser rendering so that we can pass in a URL, get the content of the page, and then turn it into an audio clip. That was also really good. Let me see if I can pull that demo because we did not publish it. So I'm gonna try to run this demo. Let's see, npm run dev. Should be running on localhost 8787. Now the UI is same. We did not spend much time with the UI, but the idea was to pass in a URL. So let's do that. I'm gonna grab one of my blog articles. Let's do this one. Bring it over here. Paste it. Click on generate audio, and for some reason we get an error, which is cannot read properties of undefined reading fetch. Okay. I need to also add the browser rendering. Browser and then binding, and we're calling it my browser. So we did not add the binding for browser rendering. We have sort of created a new project. It's not running now. Let me restart the server. Yeah, okay. I'm going to do an npm run cf typegen to generate the types and then start the development server again. Alright, so browser rendering is not supported locally, so we need to do it remote. I'm going to change the script to make it remote. Bring in my terminal. And now we have browser rendering API available, and we want to use the employee account. Now if we refresh it, this should work. So we did add the URL part in the same repo, but just before the stream, I created a new repo to focus more on the URL example. So the standalone text example can live on itself, but now we have a separate URL example. Still need to work on the UI, but we got something over here. So click on generate. It's making a request to the browser rendering API. creating an instance of the browser, opening the URL, getting all the text from the article tag, because that's what we have in here. Where is my index? The article tag, and then passing on to Workers AI to convert it into an audio file. All right, I just want to check one quick thing. All right. Oh, and here it is. So the if you're actually gonna read this article, it's gonna take you somewhere around 13 minutes, I guess, based on the audio length. So let's play this.
This blog was originally shared on Tollgate.io. In today's global
Skip
spam,
it.
the API key to connect to Tollgate. In your Circs components navbar spelt file, import.
And this is working fine. This is great. Now there are a few things that I really liked about the voice agent. I think that's what OpenAI is calling it, which is speech to speech. Oh, okay. So this is like a full-fledged voice agent that I can use out of the box. I don't want to use this. I know there was a model as well which would do text to speech. So let's try that. All right, flagship chat models. Here it is. There are multiple different models over here. I'm gonna try with 4O Mini TTS. It takes input text. It takes and outputs the audio file. The endpoint is gonna be V1 audio speech. All right. I'm trying to find a code example. I knew there was something in the API reference. Yes. All right. I'm curious if you folks have already tried this or if you have played around with this. Let me know in the chat. And OpenAI also had this OpenAI.fm. It's kind of an example that they have created with this. Here's the code. Awesome. All right. So I can essentially use the same code and just play along with it, which is fun. So I would need to install the OpenAI package. And there's something that they are not doing over here, I think. But let's see. So we'll start with installing the OpenAI package in our project. For the UI, I would want the user to be able to select the option of which model they want to use. So we'll have the OpenAI model and the model that is on Workers AI. And I also know that the OpenAI model has a bunch of options. So if the user selects that, they should be provided with those bunch of options. So, all right. Sounds good. We'll do the UI part in a bit. First, we want to make this functional. So let's do that. npm I, going to install OpenAI, which is just going to copy the code. So basically importing the packages. We need to create an OpenAI instance. So let's do this. We don't want to use any of this for now. We want to open up the browser. We want to go to the link. We want to get those things done. We want to close the browser as well. The next thing we want to do is use OpenAI. All right, cursor gave me some autocomplete, which is good. I'm not sure if it's correct though. Wait, but it deleted the existing code. I don't want to delete anything. So let's comment this out. Come on, cursor. I need to first do OpenAI. Why it is deleting the code? I don't want it to delete anything. All right, Just gonna do this and I'm gonna paste it. Anyways, so I already have configured my OpenAI API key, and let's go back over here. It is speech.create, audio.speech.create. All right. So we got, or let's just say cursor got most of it correct. The voice, I want to check what are all the available options. Chat. Mm, no, wait, this is not what I wanted. Platform APIs, create speech. Yes. So we have a couple of options for the voice. So there was already a model that was TTS1. So cursor was right for the most of the part, but we did not want to use that. Let's just go and check the pricing. Okay, it's quite expensive compared to the 4.0 mini model, I think. To compare this to, right now I'm just doing the comparison based on the cost. 4.0 mini audio, or is there a 4.0 mini TTS? Yes, text to speech. Interestingly, does not show me the pricing here. I'm gonna go still with 4.0 mini because I feel it's a cheaper model. Ooh, oh, interestingly, I can also have. Oh, let me zoom in a bit. You folks can also see. Yeah, we can also create speech. This is the one we want. Yeah. We can also pass on some kind of instructions like how it should be spoken out. We can also have a speed, which is good. And I like that we can also specify what should be the audio format. So this is gonna basically give me an audio file. That's what I am thinking. So, all right, let's go back over here. We have the voice Nova. It's fine. Now here the input would be the prompt, and again the prompt is basically the information or the text coming in from our HTML. Or maybe I'm just gonna change it to block text to make it more understandable. All right, and I know that I can do instructions as well. Let's try something. Make it engaging. Let's see how this would go. We have the response, we are logging the response. Now over here is where I think we are going to get an error, and it's not gonna play the audio because again it's giving us the audio file directly, and it's not giving us the base64 encoded file. So let's test it out before we come to a conclusion. I'm gonna copy this. Is our dev server running? Let's check. It's not. Let's start our dev server. All right, I'm just gonna copy this link. refresh it, paste it in here, click on generate. It should be doing something, but it gave me a 400. Okay. So with the blog article, it is having issues with the token size. Okay, we might have to try out with an expensive model. Let's see. 4 billion tokens. Where can I find it? Okay, the maximum number of input token is 2000. It does the speech generation. It is not giving me any verif. It's not telling me anywhere what's the token or the input size. So I think it should be fine. But again, this does not take the instruction parameters. Yeah, it says it does not work with TTS1 or TTS1HD. Wait, this documentation is now confusing because it says the maximum length is 4096 characters. So I am not 100% sure which one I want to do. Let us go back over here. Okay, I'm gonna try with TTS1 without instructions and see what kind of output we get. TTS1, we don't need instructions now because it has not two instructions. I'm gonna save this. Let's get back to our application. I'm gonna copy the link, refresh the page, paste it, click on generate audio. It says generating. There's again an error. Amazing. String too long. Should have at most. Wow, okay. So I thought we would be able to use this model, but I think we're better off with the model that we have on Workers AI. Because the context length field is like it's like really small, not really fun to use with. So I'm gonna try it maybe This is what I'm gonna do just to see if I can get cursor to do this. Trim the text to 1,000 characters. Oh, I like how quick cursor can do this such stuff. Alright, click on generate audio. Hopefully we should get an output now. Fingers crossed. Bring this up. It's doing something. It's making a request. I don't know if it's really doing something. Is it doing something? I'm gonna make a request again. I did make a request. We did get a response. Obviously, this is not an audio file. It's not gonna be able to play that. But cool, so we did get a response. The only thing I feel is not working over here is the length. Because if we do the same blog article with the model host and workers, come back. Now again, if you observe over here, I'm not trimming down the characters. I'm having passing on the full blog article. It's gonna refresh this, pass on the same thing, click on generate audio. It's generating and I get an error again. Wow, okay. I think I know why I got the error. Let's see. Yep. I was expecting this. I should have added the property prompt. Now let's go back, refresh, paste it, click on generate, and we should get something. I got really excited when OpenAI released this, but it feels like it's not able to take it feels like it's not able to take larger input, which is not fun.
This blog was written.
So we got this working. I want to try out something. My shell AI, because this is a model that is coming in from my shell AI. So I'm gonna see if there is a parameter that we can use. Oh, they got video generation as well, which is good. I don't want to create AI agents.
Pain of losing someone.
Let me try this. Marshall AI Mellow TTS. I don't play a lot with AI stuff, so I don't use build AI apps regularly. So this is not my jam, but I'm trying to like have some fun with it in my free time, which is yeah, it is something I've been trying a lot. So it does have Melody TTS. It takes the speed parameter. It has the language parameter. It has a text. Wait. Oh no. Uh, this is not what I want. So should be able to specify speed, maybe. Not really. I don't get a parameter in here. Just trying it out. Something I know is kind of not possible. But yeah, just wanted to have some fun with it and see if I can extend the app in some way. Then on Hugging Face, I see I can specify the speed. I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm just gonna try it out. I might run into an error, but it's fine. All right, Chad, what do you think? Do you think it's gonna work? I mean, if it's taking this much time, I am assuming it is going to work with the speed parameter. Otherwise, it would have just given an error already. No, it did not.
This blog was originally shared on Tolji.io. In today's global market,
Honestly, I cannot tell if it's a 1.2x speed. So I'm gonna do a 3x speed, which is gonna be insane. Let's for my sanity, I'm going to refresh the page, click on generate. And while that is happening behind the scenes, I'm going to try to see if there's something else that I can do. Alright, there is the model. There is speaker IDs as well. I don't want the audio, don't play the audio. I want to see the configuration for this. Come on, how do I do it? But let's go back to our app and see if it is now in 3x.
this blog was originally shared on Tolji.io. In today's global market,
It's not. It means it's not gonna take speed as an input, which is something we expected anyways. So we're still fine. I'm gonna pass this on as a feedback. and see if we can hopefully get uh, more configure parameters or more parameters to configure this. For now, it's just prompt and the language, but we definitely want to do something more than that. Ooh, let's do this because we already have the browser rendering API running. We recently also, I think this was yesterday, where we had added the binding for Markdown conversion. So what it does is you can pass on environment or env.ai dot to Markdown, and it is gonna convert any text data you have, or even like convert an image into a Markdown output, which in my opinion is like fantastic because I have in the past created an API to convert HTML pages into Markdown. So having something this built in natively in Workers is amazing. Alright, so we're gonna try it out. I've not done this before. I've seen it on Twitter like fairly recently, so I'm gonna try it out. So we can get something from the R2 bucket and then pass it on as a blob. Okay. And also specify the type. Cool. Okay. We don't have to specify the type and it's still gonna do it. Let's try it out. I'm trying to we're gonna do the HTML as simple as that. Or the text. Oh my god, I sometimes get too many ideas. OpenAI did not really work the way we wanted to, so I'm just gonna remove it. We're happy with the Melody TS model, which is we don't want the inner text now. I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna comment this out. What I want to do is now say const blog HTML. Do the same thing, but now get in HTML. And now what we're going to do is do const blog text. Instead of doing this, we're gonna do c.env.ai dot to Markdown. Yes. And then I pass on this, and this is gonna be block.txt. Also, let's close the browser over here. Also, let's log this. We'll do console.log block.txt. Yeah, and I'm gonna not log the response. Let's come back to our application. I'm gonna copy the code, do a quick refresh. Let's see if I can find a smaller article. I think this is like a small article. Okay, no. Is this a small article? There's a lot of code. Maybe this. Oh, this is a small one. Let's do this. I'm gonna copy this, copy the link, paste it in here. We got an error. That's fine. Let's find out what the error was. cannot read properties as undefined variable type. But I'm not 100% sure why we're getting this because it's too markdown. This should be an array if I am not wrong. Let's come back to our example. Yes, this should be an array basically. You have to pass on the name and blob. This is where it went wrong. No worries. Let's try to do it again. Now it needs name. Do I just specify the type? Maybe I should. Alright, it's type, application, but this does not look correct. I'm just gonna trust cursor and see if it really does the job. Alright, I'm just doing a quick refresh to make sure that things are good. While that is happening, I see we're like already 40 minutes into the stream of 20 more minutes, and then we're gonna be hopping off. But again, to do a quick recap for the folks who just joined in, we tried out the new model from OpenAI, which was the GPT-4o Mini TTS. It works, but not really, because in the previous live stream, we were creating an application where we can pass on a URL. It extracts the text from that page and then generates the audio. With the GPT-4o Mini model, we were not really able to do that because of the input limits. It has, I think, 2000, yeah, 2000, and the blog articles can be more than this limit. So not able to do that. We also looked into the TTS1 model, which also had some limitation. I think it was a max of 4096 characters, which again is not really possible if you're trying to convert a blog article into an audio. So we decided, hey, the model that we have from Cloudflare, which is the Mellow TTS model, is good enough. We're going to use that. We tried out a few different parameters. Following the docs didn't work out, which was expected. And now we are trying to use the new Markdown conversion that was released just yesterday. So now what we are going to do is, instead of getting the text from the browser rendering API, we're going to get the HTML and then pass that HTML to the Markdown converter, and then text the Markdown is going to be passed on to the AI model. But we ran into an error, so let's quickly check. Type mismatch, prompt string not in. Wait, but it should at least log this, which it is not happening. For some or the other reason. I'm trying to figure out this because it should basically log the block text. I'm gonna comment this out for now, and this can be just response. It's not gonna give me an audio, which is fine. But it should convert the HTML text into Markdown. Let's see. I'm gonna click on generate. It's doing something. That's fine. The audio is not gonna be played anyways. We're gonna go to our terminal and oh right, so it returns an array. I should have checked that. It returns an array. So let's do wait. So was it doing that here as well? It did return an array. I did not see that. My bad. That is why I added this. See, this is why you need it. Okay. I'm just gonna do JSON.stringify whatever cursor is. I'm gonna do generate audio again. Open up my terminal. Scroll to the bottom. It's still making a request. So I'm gonna wait for it and try to see if it works. Okay, I'm gonna do a refresh and I lost the article link. Let's get back. Click on generate. Yes. Whew, okay. It gives me a name. It gives me the type. Just basically it gives me the tokens that it used, and here is the data. So this is what I want. So now we can use this. So it's not block text, it's in an array, which is the first one, and then in data. And we also want to pass on the response. Now you might be wondering why I am doing this. One of the main reasons why I am trying this out is one, I like to try out new things. It helps me think about more use cases. But apart from that, I also want to test the model and see if the markdown structure would help it deliver the speech in a more human way. For example, if there is a sentence in the bold style, hopefully it should emphasize more when it is speaking that particular sentence. So that is the whole idea of this. It may or may not work again. We're trying it out to see if things work. And I still get an error. Fantastic. What is the error now? Okay, I'm just gonna try to restart the server. Copy this link, refresh the page. Alright, this is up and running. Click on generate. I'm gonna keep an eye on the terminal. No. Alright, we are running into a 3043 internal server error. I'm not sure what that is, but this is a good feedback because I would like to know what this error is so that I can debug it. So good feedback. I'm gonna pass it on to the team. I'm trying to think because this is a string. The prompt wants a string. This is a string, so it should work. It's not. Okay. But anyways, so we at least have our markdown conversion working, which is fantastic. We have also tried OpenAI, which did not work really well for us for now. We're gonna skip that. I'm just gonna comment out this code. I'm just trying to think different use cases you might have. Ooh, I have one interesting use case. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try it out again. So let's do this. Now, oftentimes there are, how do you call this? Images on a website, and oftentimes there is no alt text for these images. So if we can have a service that gets all the images or all the images, uses to markdown to create a summary, because this is what it does with images. Okay. Where was it? I read it somewhere. I'm trying to find it real quick. Yeah. So as you can see, it does kind of like describes what the image is, right? So we can have the description of that image, and then we can send it on to our TTS model, text to speech model, and it reads it out. I like that idea, and I'm gonna try that real quick. Maybe we can just use this image. Let me see. Oh yeah, we got an image for Grumpy Cat. I like it. And let's do it. No, but okay. Too many ideas. Too many ideas. We have an image over here, so let's try to do that. We don't need this anymore. What we want to do is const get images. So this is now going to be an array, and what we want to do is no, it should not be HTML. Come on, cursor, you can do it. Or you cannot. No man, this is not how it should be. So it is going to do. Alright, I'm gonna do it step by step. Let it be a response, because what I want to do is check what exactly is it going to return with get images. So let's just do get images. Is the server running? The server is still running. All right. It's a promise, that's fine. All right, cursor, if you said that, I'm going to use that. Let's open the terminal. Let's could have just had an await over there, but it's fine. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna refresh it, give it a couple of more seconds, and then I'm gonna refresh the page. To generate audio. It returns an object, which also returns 3 objects. I thought it would be an array, but okay. JSON.stringify is what I'll do. Does not do what we wanted it to do exactly. But anyways, we are coming to an end of the stream, so I'm gonna quickly summarize what we tried, and hopefully we'll be able to continue this in the next stream, or we're gonna try something new in the next one. And also, let me know in the chat what you want me to play around with in the next stream, and how did you like this stream? What should we do more on the streams? I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to feedback. And again, like, these are super chill streams. As you can see, I was just trying out stuff. Some things work, some things didn't work, which is the whole kind of the purpose of this stream. All right, now coming to the summary of this stream, we essentially wanted to try out the new models from OpenAI, which was initially the GPT-4o mini text-to-speech model, but it did not work out for us because it had an max input token of 2000, and we were passing on a blog article which exceeded this limit. So we went on with another model, again from OpenAI, which is the TTS1 model, but this has a character limit of 4096. I might be wrong, refer to the docs, but this is what I can recall. And the other thing is, this model is a bit more expensive than what we have for the 4o mini model, right? The other interesting thing is the 4o mini model can take in instructions, which you can use to basically, provide an instruction to the model, like, hey, this is how you should talk about it, or this is how you should this should be the tone of of your speech and stuff like that. You cannot really do it with the TTS1 or the TTS1 HD model. So, anyways, none of this worked because of the limits that we have for all the models that we get. So we ended up sticking with our favorite model, the Mellow TTS model, because it was working well uh, with such a long text input. So we were good. Next, what we tried out was the new Markdown conversion. The new Markdown conversion uh, method or function from, again, Cloudflare. So you can do env.ai.to Markdown and just pass on the document you want to convert into Markdown. So you can see a list of all the supported formats. You can do PDF, images, HTML, XML, Microsoft Office documents, which is great. Open document format, CSV, and Apple documents. So basically, a lot of available options out here. And this would basically convert this document into a Markdown file. That's what we tried out. Working fine. The next step we tried was to hook this text coming in from this function to a model, but that did not really work. That was okay. We also tried out getting the images from a web page using, again, browser rendering, and then the idea was to create audio descriptions for those images, but that again did not really work out for us because we ran out of time, and I haven't used this before, so I need to still figure it out. How do I get images from the browser rendering API? Again, hopefully we might be able to do it in the next stream or not. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in the next stream, but stay tuned. Again, let me know what you want me to do in the coming streams, and if you have any feedback, and if you want to get notified when I do this stream, just follow me on Twitter or Blue Sky, wherever you are. Just subscribe to Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're viewing this as well, because I'm doing this kind of, again, low key, super chill. Whenever I feel like doing it, I just pop up, restream, go live, and I'm live. All right. Thank you all for joining in, and I hope to see you all in the next live stream. Till then, have fun and enjoy your weekend.